Welcome to Suffolk Business Today for the first ever LogistX Games here in Hampton Roads and this fine city of Suffolk. Today's program will take a slight departure from recent shows that you've observed, covering healthy competition between a variety of companies, not only in Suffolk, but in the neighboring cities as well. When we return, we're going to give you just a little insight into just what LogistX Games are all about. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So you ask, what are LogistX Games? I'm so glad you asked that question, because with me here today are both Scott Flanders. He's the inventory manager for Ace Hardware's Import Redistribution Center here at this Center Point location on Route 58. We have the master of ceremonies for today's event, Mr. Kevin Grove, and we have Mr. Lang Williams, both of whom are from C.B. Richard Ellis, one of our local real estate consultants. Tell me, gentlemen, LogistX Games. Kevin, you're the expert. What are the games all about?
Well, it's an opportunity to, first of all, find out who has the best warehouse warriors. We do these games all over the country, and it's a way to celebrate and have these folks come out and show their skills and what they do every day in the warehouse. It makes our world go around, makes commerce happen. You know, replenishing inventory in stores. People don't think about what it takes to get a product in the store. They just know when they go there that they want it there. So these are the folks that do it every day in the trenches, and this is a way for them to have a little fun, celebrate, but be competitive at the same time. So that's the reason why we put this together years ago, and these are real things they do in the warehouse with the exception of the box put, which is the last event and really is kind of a fun event. But the other three events are things they do every day. So great opportunity to showcase their skills.
That's super. In a moment, I'm going to ask you about the history of it, but Lang, you're here locally, and I know you're from Louisville.
Louisville.
Louisville if you're
That's
local,
right.
of course. But Lang, how did you here locally, here in the Hampton Roads area, how did you get involved with these LogistX Games?
Well, Scott and I had lunch back in September, and he said, you know, Lang, we've been open 18 months in the city of Suffolk. What can we do to maybe do some team building? Do you have any ideas? I said, I've got just the right idea. There's a man, Kevin Grove in Louisville. He came up with the LogistX Games. It's unbelievable. I've been wanting to do it ever since I heard about it, but you need somebody like Scott to do it with you. So we put together a great team, including a lot of you folks from the city, and 9 months later, or whatever it is, we're ready to go.
Well, that's great. Well, that's a great segue for you, Scott, here at Ace Hardware. You know, a lot of our viewers may not really understand what Ace does here in Suffolk. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, and then why is it that you've got involved with these LogistX Games?
Absolutely. Ace, this is our new import center on the East Coast, and we're responsible for bringing imports into the United States, and we redistribute that product to our other DCs on the East Coast.
So great. So why the X Games?
The X Games, as Lang indicated, we had lunch a while back. We wanted to kind of showcase something for the community and kind of give back a little bit. Again, we sat down over a burger and some Coke, and we talked about this, and after that, I don't eat lunch anymore, and I don't eat hamburgers, and I don't drink soda anymore after all this, but a fantastic opportunity to really give back to the community, and to have Ace is a great partnership with all the other warehouses in the area, and that's a great opportunity for us to give back.
That's fantastic. So we've got a kind of a general feel, but now tell me a little bit about the history, Kevin, since you know you're really kind of the godfather of LogistX Games.
Thank you, I think.
Possibly. We won't mention age, but tell us a little bit about the history.
Well, about 8 years ago, we were trying to come up with some ideas to showcase our particular city in the logistics industry, which is very important. And this was a crazy idea that came up one evening in my mind. I went back to our board and said, hey, would you support this? And said, I'm not sure. What is it all about? So we laid everything out and did our first games 8 years ago in Louisville, and we've done them in 8 cities now, and doing it on an annual basis. And then we have the global games, where the top 3 teams from each of the cities we compete in come into Louisville to see who really has the best warehouse warriors in the country.
All right.
So that's a fun opportunity as well. So it's really all about, you know, doing something, giving back to the industry that's, you know, supports our families and our communities that we live in. And when you look at the scholarship money that's going to be raised here today, I mean, that's really a great thing. So I'm I did it really originally only for Louisville, but it's such a great feeling to come here and have an opportunity to do this and support your community. So
Well, we love it. And I
happy to be
understand this
here.
is the first in Hampton Roads, and of course the first in Suffolk. Is it the first in Virginia, the Commonwealth as well?
It is. In fact, it's the 26th games, if I'm not mistaken, and it's the first time it's been held in a working warehouse.
Very true.
Which caused Kevin to lose a lot of sleep, but Scott and I kind
I
of
used to have a
tag
full
teamed
head
him.
of hair before
I haven't
I got
slept
here.
yet.
We made
That's a true
sure,
statement.
and Center Point Intermodal Center, it's a great place to host it. So partnership between you guys, the city, CBRE, and here we are.
Well, great. Well, Kevin, I know you've got to get off to your pregame activities with your teams that are coming up. So we'll let you take off, and we'll field a couple more questions. Throw a couple more game questions at our panel here, and let you get started.
Thank you very much.
See you. Thank you very much.
And let the
for joining
games begin.
Absolutely.
Go get it.
Indeed. Well, while Kevin, gets his team set up, I just had another question or two regarding those that are participating. Can you tell me some of the teams, the companies that are going to be represented here today?
Absolutely. I'd like to field that question to my buddy Lang. He's the spokesperson for the games.
Alrighty.
Oh, the great thing about the games is, as we know, the port and logistics users are key to our market, to our employment, to the whole industry. So we have great representation here. Many of the companies based right here in Suffolk.
Okay.
First off, we have Expeditors that operates right here in the Ace Hardware warehouse. We have Target across the street. We have California Cartage, who's also right across the street. Massimo Zanetti Beverage, one of the world's largest private coffee producers. Givens, a Chesapeake-based services company that's in the logistics field. Damco Distribution. And lastly, CBRE decided to field a team because the other team's got to have somebody to beat.
Well, that's great. Well, look, I can hear the teams in the background there, so I think
They're getting ready.
we're going to pause now and take a look to see if we can give our viewing audience a little introduction on just what these LogistX Games for 2014 in Hampton Roads were all about.
We have a select committee that spent hours and weeks thinking about what was going to be most important in the box design. And they have selected our first winner of the day. So, turn it over to you.
It was a lot of competition this year, and the first winner, based on creativity and team spirit and branding for the box is, can I get a drum roll? California Cartage.
Who's got the best warehouse work? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You ready to have a little fun?
right, I'm here with Wayne from Expeditors. Wayne, you've been here throughout the morning with all these activities, and we've got noise still going on in the background. Tell us, how's the experience been so far?
Well, it's been great. I mean, as far as the expectations and no one really knowing what the first one was going to be about, what X Games was all about, I mean, this is great. I mean, everyone's exciting. People are also talking about the next time. I mean, just a great day.
So tell me, you've been through all the events. How have you been doing on these events?
I think we've been doing very well. I mean, we had some discussions about our plans and expectations going in. I think everything is going great. Everyone's excited and putting in 100%. I mean, nothing negative or bad to say, just a great day.
Well, great. Well, any particular event, the favorite?
It's going to be the shock put. When I throw this box, that's going to be my event.
The box put, okay.
Throw this box to the next state.
Great. Well, we'll be looking forward to it. We'll be watching you. Again,
Right.
thanks for taking time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to these first LogistX games for Suffolk and Hampton roads. Now, I know you've seen a lot of what the activity is all about, and we've just had a great time here, but we found a quiet place to find out just why these games are really being put in place and what we hope to accomplish with those games. So with me, in our sort of quiet place, I have Miss Felicia Blow. Felicia is the Vice President for Institutional Advancement and the Executive Director of Paul DeCamp Community College's Foundation. And also we have Mr. Randy Betts. Randy is Vice President for Workforce Development at Paul DeCamp Community College. So, lady and gent, our audience has seen the games themselves, but I guess to start off with, I understand this is really a fundraiser, Felicia. So can you tell us a little bit about this fundraising activity and just how that's come about?
In the words of Tom Joyner, if I can quote Tom Joyner, we're
Please.
having a party with a purpose. Because it's not just about having the games and exciting activities where companies compete against one another. It's about raising money for scholarships in the workforce development space. So Ace Hardware is a perfect place to house these activities because logistics is a big component of our economy in the region. And finding an able, capable workforce is an important part of being able to continue to thrive, in that regard. So scholarships make the difference.
Perfect segue. You said workforce is important. And Randy, that's your bailiwick. That's what you do. So tell us a little bit about what involvement the workforce department has with this activity and how you're going to make use of these dollars.
Absolutely, Greg, and thank you. And I'm really excited about what I saw out there earlier this morning. That was quite incredible. For us in workforce development, we're really going to be able to utilize these scholarship funds. We had our first donation of a scholarship a few years ago right here in this room when Centerpoint stepped forth and gave us some money. We took that scholarship, divided it in 20 ways, and then what we were able to do is subsidize the tuition for those operators who wanted to have fork and lift truck training. So we maximized those funds, and we look forward to having additional funds to provide that kind of compressed training to job experience.
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. So Felicia, you know, part of the multitasking role that you have, of course, is with the foundation. Can you tell us a little bit more about the foundation? Because I'm not sure our viewing audience really knows what the foundation's there for.
Well, thank you for asking. That's a really important question. The tuition right now at Paul D. Camp Community College is $132.15 per credit hour. I say that because to some people that may seem like a lot, but to others it's an insurmountable mountain. So the nexus between those who need an education, want to change their lives, and the ability to do that drives the work of the foundation. We do a number of different initiatives to raise funds to send students who are capable, qualified, and have the passion to go to school. We raise funds for that purpose, but we also we don't want to leave out the faculty, the people who do the training. We raise funds to provide professional development opportunities to those folks so they can remain on the cutting edge. And that foundation board is a fantastic group of really passionate people who are ambassadors for this part of the region. We hear about some of the larger community colleges in the region that may not have the same demographics that we have. And you know what I'm talking about. The rural communities or suburban communities don't have the same critical mass of employer base. Another interesting phenomenon is that the residents don't have the same levels of educational attainment. So we got to do something about that. We have to do something about that. A person shouldn't have to drive 2 hours or 45 minutes to get the training and education they need. And the foundation is making a difference, so I appreciate your asking.
That is fantastic. So we know what the foundation does, and I heard just a moment ago some of the ways you use it. You mentioned forklifts. Give us a little more details about some of the curriculum that's available, particularly in this logistics environment.
And one of the great things is being so close to the Port of Virginia, and our connection there and the support we have received to put these programs together. Just the forklift program I was talking about that we began a few years ago, we've expanded that through the help of some philanthropic organizations. For instance, the Camp Foundation recently purchased a clamp truck for us. Franklin Southampton Charities purchased a reach truck for us. So in addition to Safeco's donated forklifts, we've got a tremendous amount of equipment to train on. And that gives folks who really need an entry-level position kind of a leg up to get there. So that's one piece of our warehouse and distribution training program.
Excellent.
And he's being very modest. The Workforce Development Center has a whole cadre of workforce training programs that go beyond logistics. And so go to our website, you can find out all that.
Fantastic. Speaking of which, let's take just a moment, talk about, you have 2 locations. Your location here in Suffolk is?
Well, we have one right here on Kenyon Road. And in addition to that, we put together, courtesy of the support of Amatis Industries, a warehouse and distribution warehouse where we have all of our rolling equipment in there for training at nighttime. So they've been a tremendous support for us. The other location we have is in Franklin. We have a 32,000 square foot workforce center, and then we also have a close association with the downtown Suffolk Workforce Center.
Fantastic. Well, I know in a few minutes we're going to go into, I guess we might call it our post game, and I guess we have a surprise or so. So we probably want to save the surprise for a little bit later. So make sure that our viewing audience will return with us and take a look at a little announcement that we want to make at the conclusion of today's show. So I thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
And we look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you.
pleased to present this check in the amount of $6,240.
Transportation is roughly 50% of the cost of the goods. And anything we can do as a community to increase the efficiency of transportation and logistics is to a benefit of the entire area. So in addition to the money that's been raised today, we want to also present another scholarship to the college. Centerpoint is going to give the school another $1,000 scholarship. So congratulations. Thank you. You're welcome.
With this contribution of $6,240 plus this $1,000 contribution, we will be able to create a $15,000 endowed scholarship. Woo! What that means is your friends, your family members, people who want to go to college, we don't have to go out and perpetually fundraise. Those dollars will create a scholarship every single year into perpetuity. And so tell your friends, tell your neighbors, if they want to go to college, there's money available to them in the area in which you're working. If you want to enhance your skill set, if you want to become a supervisor, if you want to do more and be more, come to Paul D. Camp Community College and know that this scholarship is available. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The three-person judging panel selected Target!
All right, come on up. Oh, it's a one-man show. Come on up here. I'll tell you this, there was only a 3-point difference between first and third. Okay, so it's pretty awesome. And that last event was the telling tale. So third place and winner of the coveted bronze medals with 18 points, Damco, come on up. Come on up, brother. Come on. What's that? Come on up on the stage over here. Congratulations, guys. It's awesome. Okay. In second place with 19 points, Target. And the winner with 21 points, Given. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the champion.
That's it.
Givens. So Mike, tell us about the highlights. What do you think was the most challenging part of today's X Games?
Well, considering that you didn't have to win every event, the last two events I think got it, the accuracy, and it got us through. We were shocked, but we did it.
Fantastic, fantastic. So any highlights? Are you guys already planning for next year, or what do you have in mind?
We're planning tomorrow for next year.
Well, tell me, did you have any preparations for today's game to kind of give you a little heads up or a lead?
Well, we pretty much do this every day. I mean, on our jobs, it's everyday routine for us, so we didn't really practice. We just came out and gave it our best.
Well, fantastic. Well, look, we look forward to you coming out next year and seeing if you can't hold that trophy one more time.
One more time.
One more time. It's been great. Thank you again, Mike.
All right, thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
All right.
Well, this concludes this LogistX Games edition of Suffolk Business Today. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed watching our show as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. I'm your host, Gregory Bird, leaving you with this final thought. Love local, buy Suffolk.